Okay, good morning, students. See the 17th problem in 4.5 exercise. Let A be a non-singular, A be a non-singular square matrix of order 3 by 3. A be a non-singular square matrix of order 3 by 3. Then determinant of adjoint A is is equal to, let A be a non-singular square matrix of order n, then determinant of adjoint A is equal to. The objective question, 1 mark question, important, this model also, det A whole square, det A cube, 3 into det A. Let A be a non-singular square matrix of order 3 by 3, then the determinant of adjoint A. We have one formula, determinant of adjoint A equal to det A whole power n minus 1, determinant of adjoint A equal to det A whole power n minus 1, where n is the order of the square matrix, where n is order of the square matrix A, where n is the order of the square matrix A. Determinant of adjoint A equal to det A whole power n minus 1, det A whole power n minus 1, where n is the order of the square matrix A. Here the square matrix of order is 3 by 3. The square matrix of order is 3 by 3. That means n value is 3, n equal to 3. Order is 3 by 3, that is n equal to 3. Therefore, determinant of adjoint A equal to det A whole power 3 minus 1, det A whole power 3 minus 1, determinant of adjoint A whole square, determinant of adjoint A equal to det A whole square. Therefore, answer is det A whole square. For this formula, proof is also there. If you want, note down that proof. Already we proved one theorem. We know that A into adjoint A equal to adjoint A into A equal to det A into I. A into adjoint A into adjoint A equal to adjoint A into A equal to det A into I. Consider A into adjoint A into adjoint A equal to det A into I means 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 identity matrix. I means 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Now if you multiply this det A inside, then it is A into adjoint A into adjoint A equal to A into adjoint A equal to, it is det A 0 0 0 det A 0 0 0 det A 0 0 det A. Now take the determinant on both sides, then determinant of A into adjoint A, determinant of A into adjoint A equal to determinant of A 0 0 0 det A 0 0 0 det A. Already yesterday I am given one formula, determinant of, if you adjoint A, if you consider B, determinant of AB equal to det A into det B. From this it is det A into determinant of adjoint A, that equal to determinant of A 0 0 0 det A 0 0 0 det A. Now in determinants one property is there in maths is total any element is common for all elements. We can take that element is outside, or if any constant, if you have to multiply all the elements about maths is. But in determinants any row or any column contains a common element. We can take that common element is outside, common factor. The common element is outside. But here see that in the first row det A we can take common. In the determinants we can take any element common from any row or any column. Any row or any column. That property proof is also there. That proof I will explain. Here now we'll use that condition here. Det A 0 0 0 det A 0 0 0 det A. Here from the first row we can take det A is common. From the second row also det A is common. From the third row also det A is common. Then it is determinant of A into adjoint A equal to here det A, here det A, here det A. Total det A into det A into det A is common. That we can written as det A cube into 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Once again I am repeating this one. In the determinant any row or any column, in the determinant any row or any column contains a element is common, we can take that element is outside from the determinant here. But in maths is any element we can take common means all elements contains that common factor, we can take that common factor is outside. But in determinants any row or any column contains common element, we can take that element is common factor. From this first row we can take det A is common, then it becomes 1 0 0. From the second row also we can take det A is common, here 0 1 0. Here from the third row also det A. That's why total det A det A det A det A into det A into det A, that is det A cube. And we know that the determinant of identity matrix is always 1. The determinant of identity matrix is always 1. This value is 1. Then it is the determinant of adjoint A equal to det A whole cube by det A. Here the determinant of identity matrix, this value is 1. Here these are the elements, one factor is get cancelled. Then determinant of adjoint A equal to det A square. This we can written as determinant of adjoint A equal to det A whole power 3 minus 1. Det A whole power 3 minus 1. Why we are taken here 3 by 3 matrix, 3 by 3 matrix. That's why that is n value is 3. If you take n by n matrix, here determinant of adjoint A becomes det A whole power n minus 1. This formula adjoint A equal to det A whole power n minus 1. Note down. Next, 18th one. If A is a invertible matrix, if A is an invertible matrix, A is a invertible matrix of order 2, of order 2, then determinant of A inverse is equal to if A is an invertible matrix of order 2, then determinant of A inverse is equal to A det A, B 1 by det A, C 1, D 0. It is also very important question for 1 mark. Already it is given. Maximum all toppers done mistake in this question, 1 mark question. 2016 or 17 paper it is given this question. Everyone they are taken that A is 2 and therefore determinant of A inverse is 1 by 2. Maximum students they are written the answer is 1 by 2. For 1 mark question it is given public exam 2016 paper or 17 paper this question is given. Here A is an invertible matrix of order 2, then that A inverse. A is invertible matrix means A into A inverse equal to I. Already we have the definition. A is an invertible matrix. There exists another matrix B of same order A. AB equal to BA equal to I. Yesterday I discussed this point. Previously we got in maths the same point. AB equal to BA equal to I. AB equal to BA equal to I. AB equal to BA equal to I. Then here B is known as inverse of A. From this we can take AB equal to I. In the place of B we can substitute A inverse because B is the inverse of A. From that A into A inverse equal to I. From this from that condition I am taken A into A inverse equal to I. We know that A into A inverse equal to I. Take the determinant on both sides. Determinant of A into A inverse equal to determinant of I. Determinant of A into A inverse equal to determinant of I. Determinant of A into determinant of A inverse. Determinant of AB equal to det A into det B. We know that determinant of identity matrix of any order, the determinant of identity matrix of any order is always 1. From this determinant of A inverse equal to 1 by det A. Determinant of A inverse equal to 1 by det A. Therefore, determinant of A inverse equal to 1 by det A. Very important for a 1 mark question. It is also very important. Already it is given previously. Maximum students they are done mistake. Who are expecting out of out, you have to careful about 1 mark question. Maths and determines 1 mark question. Generally you will feel it is very easy topic, but you lose the 1 mark question in this topic. Next concept, applications of determinants. Applications of determinants and matrices. Applications of determinants and matrices. Here it is a very important. From this one, we'll get 5 marks question, compulsory question, and very easy also. Applications of determinants and matrices. They'll give 3 linear equations. We can solve the equations by the 3 equations by matrix method. The 3 equations by matrix method. What is meant by linear equation? An equation is of the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0 or any constant. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0 or any constant, or ax plus by plus cz. Here 3 by 3 matrix, actually 3 by 3 matrix, ax plus by plus cz equal to d. It is an equation is of the form ax plus by plus cz. Here 3 variables are there, x, y, z, is called a linear equation. They will give 3 linear equations, that is a1x plus b1y plus c1z equal to d1, a2x plus b2y plus c2z equal to d2, a3x plus b3y plus c3z equal to d3. They will give 3 equations. Solve these 3 linear equations by using matrix method. Very important question for 5 marks. They will give these 3 equations. These 3 equations will convert in the form of matrices, and we can solve these equations. We can convert in the form of the matrices and we can solve the equations. Suppose if you consider these coefficients, that is one matrix, these coefficients, xyz coefficients, let A equal to, it is called coefficients matrix, A equal to a1x b1, a1 b1 c1, a2 b2 c2, a3 b3 c3. That is coefficient matrix. It is called coefficient matrix. Next, b equal to these constants, to consider the matrix b, d1 d2 d3. It is called constant matrix. It is called constant matrix. And if you consider x, y, z, it is variables matrix. First, we have to convert these 3 equations in matrix form. One, A is all the coefficients of x, y, z, that is called coefficient matrix. B is these constants, d1, d2, d3, the constants, it is constant matrix. And x, y, z, you have to consider one matrix, that is variable matrix. And using this equation, Ax equal to B, Ax equal to B. This matrices we can express it, and the equation form is Ax equal to B. From this we have to find out x value. X value is nothing but xyz, that is Ax equal to B, pre-multiplying with A inverse. Multiplying by A inverse. Generally in matrix multiplication, general multiplication satisfies commutative law, but in matrices commutative law does not satisfy, and that's why if you multiply LHS side, pre-multiplication means left hand side, post multiplication is will take generally right hand side. Here pre-multiplication by A inverse, if you take pre-multiplication in left side means right side also compulsory you have to take the pre-multiplication only. Here if you multiply by A inverse, it is A inverse into Ax equal to A inverse into B. A inverse into B. Suppose if you take this, suppose RHS side, here we are multiplied with LHS side, A inverse into Ax. If you consider the RHS side, suppose B into A inverse, that is wrong, and because matrix multiplication does not satisfy commutative law. Matrix multiplication does not satisfy commutative law. That's why if you multiplied left side free multiplication, right side also compulsory to take the pre-multiplication only. A inverse into Ax equal to A inverse into B. From this it is by associate, but matrix multiplication satisfies associative property. By using associative property, this we can written as A inverse into A into X, A inverse into A into X equal to A inverse into B. Here A inverse into A inverse into A is considered as I. A into A inverse, A into A inverse is considered as I. I equal to A inverse into B, A inverse into B. Ix equal to A inverse into B. Here since A inverse into A equal to I, A inverse into A equal to I, identity matrix. In previous problem only we have taken this condition, A inverse into A equal to I or A into A inverse equal to I. Here Ix equal to A inverse into B. With identity matrix, if you multiply any matrix, we'll get the same matrix. That's why Ix equal to X. From this we can write A inverse into B. Already we know that how to find out A inverse. In the previous exercise we are thorough those problems. That is A inverse equal to 1 by det A into adjoint A. 1 by det A into adjoint A. Using this formula we can find A inverse. Then if you multiply with B, then we'll get a matrix. Here LHS is XYZ, this matrix is XYZ. Here if you find A inverse into B, we'll get some three values. Some three values have to consider A, B, C. Here X value is A, Y value is B, and Z value is C. In that way, we can solve the linear simultaneous linear equations by matrix method. We are converted the given three linear equations in the form of the matrices, and by using this process, we can find X, Y, Z values. This by solving this method is known as matrix method. Compulsory question for 5 marks question in public exam. Solve the simultaneous linear equations. They will give the three linear equations solved by matrix method. That means first we have to convert those three equations in matrix form A, B, and X. Then apply the then use this equation Ax equal to B. Ax equal to B. From this equation, here Ax equal to B, then free multiplying by A inverse, from that we'll get X value. X value is nothing but the matrix XYZ. From that we'll get X value, Y value, and Z value. The process of finding XYZ by using matrices is known as a matrix method. Suppose if you got a unique solution or a number of solutions for these equations, then the system is called consistent system. If you got unique solution means we'll get x equal to only particular value, y also on particular value, z also on particular value. Only one value will get for x, y, z, that is called unique solution. In some cases, we'll get more than one values also for x, y, z. That is, if you got the solution for these three equations by matrix method, either unique solution or more solutions, then the system is called consistent system. Then the given system is called consistent system. If the solution does not exist, we can't find the solutions for the given linear equations, then we say that the system is inconsistent. The system is inconsistent. If you got the unique solution or more solutions for XYZ, then the system is called consistent system. Suppose the solution does not exist, then the system is called inconsistent system. First, note down consistent system and inconsistent system. Up to now they are not given, but those definitions also important. Maximum from this concept they will give the 5 marks question in 4.6 compulsory. One 5 marks question will get compulsory question. It is from determines max 100% this model only. They will give the three equations, and two more problems are there. Equations also have to prepare only. That is one in that exercise 16th problem one. And one example problem is also there. They will give the statement. From that statement, first you have to prepare the equations, then you have to solve the equations by matrix method. Once again, I will give the notes. Once again, I will repeat this concept. First, note down the definitions: consistent system and inconsistent system. Consistent system, consistent system or inconsistent system. First, consistent system, a system of equations, a system of equations, a system of equations is said to be a system of equations is said to be a system of equations is said to be consistent. A system of equations is said to be consistent if its solution, if its solution, if its solution, the solutions are one or more, one or more, one or more exist. A system of equations is said to be consistent. The system exists one solution or more solutions. One solution is nothing but xyz values. I told now only you get a unique value for x and y, z, or a number more than one solution also for these equations. If you get unique value, that is we say that only one value, suppose x equal to 1, y equal to 2, z equal to 3, only unique value if you got, then the solution of the system equation is one solution. In sometimes you will get more than one solutions also, but in your syllabus only unique solution problems are there. You will get only one solution. If a system of equations is said to be consistent if its solution is exist. Next, inconsistent system. If the system of equations is said to be inconsistent if the solution does not exist, the solutions does not exist. Write down inconsistent system. Inconsistent system. A system of equations is said to be inconsistent. A system of equations, a system of equations is said to be inconsistent. A system of equations is said to be inconsistent if its solution does not exist. Does not exist. If its solution does not exist. First note down these two definitions. A system of equations is said to be consistent if solution one or more exist, then the system is called consistent system. A system of equations is said to be inconsistent if solution does not exist. Solution does not exist. Next, solution of system of linear equations, linear equations, linear equations using inverse of a matrix, using inverse of a matrix, using inverse of a matrix. Solution of system of linear equations using inverse of the matrix. It is called matrix method. If you want to write down in bracket, it is called matrix method. Matrix method. Consider the system of linear equations. Consider the system of linear equations. Consider the system of linear equations. A1x plus b1y plus c1z equal to d1, equation 1. A2x plus b2y plus c2z equal to d2, it is equation 2. Next, a3x plus b3y plus c3z equal to d3, it is equation 3. These three linear equations we can solve by matrices, inverse of the matrix. The method is known as matrix method. Write these three equations in matrices form. Write these equations in matrices form. First, let A equal to A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3, X equal to XYZ, and B equal to D1 D2 D3. Here A is called coefficients matrix, X is called variables matrix, D is called constants matrix. Then the system can be written as, then the system can be written as Ax equal to B, Ax equal to B. Ax equal to B. Now we have to solve this equation, that is Ax equal to B. Already now only explained. Once again you have to write that one. Here we'll get two cases. First, case 1. If A is non-singular matrix, non-singular matrix, A is non-singular matrix, that implies to that A is not equal to 0. That A is not equal to 0 implies A inverse is exist. A inverse is exist. A is non-singular matrix. A is non-singular matrix means that A is not equal to 0. This implies to A inverse is exist. Now from equation 4, Ax equal to B, pre-multiplying with A inverse, multiplying by A inverse. If you multiply with A inverse, it is A inverse into Ax equal to A inverse into B. Already I explained what is meant by pre-multiplication. Here if you apply associative property, it is A inverse into A into X equal to A inverse into B by associative. by associative. Here A inverse into A is I into X. Here A inverse into B. Since A into A inverse equal to A inverse into A equal to I. Next, I into X equal to X. A inverse into B. Since IA equal to AI equal to A. Using this property, Ix equal to X. This matrix equation provides unique solution, provides unique solution for the given system of linear equation, for the given system of linear equations. For the given system of linear equation. This method is known as matrix method. This method is known as matrix method. Very, very important, compulsory problem for 5 marks question. Case 2. If A is a singular matrix, if A is a singular matrix, this implies to det A equal to 0. A is singular matrix, then det A equal to 0. Det A equal to 0. In this case, we calculate adjoint A into B. In this case, we calculate adjoint A into B. If adjoint A into B is not equal to 0 matrix, adjoint A into B equal to O, here O is nothing but being a 0 matrix, then the solution does not exist, then the solution does not exist. The solution does not exist. And the system of equations is called inconsistent. And system of equations is called inconsistent. Next, if adjoint A into B equal to 0 matrix, the system may be either consistent, the system may be either consistent, or inconsistent, either consistent or inconsistent, according the system as according the system the system has either infinitely many solutions or no solutions. System has either infinitely many solutions, many solutions, or no solution, no solution. Only have to remember these 2 points, but based on these 2 points, no problems in PUC level. Only unique solution problems are there in PUC level. Write down one problem. Solve the system of equations. Solve the system of equations. 2x plus 5y equal to 1, 3x plus 2y equal to 7 by matrix method. By matrix method. Here only two variables are there, then we'll get a 2 by 2 matrices here. Three variables are there, 3 by 3 matrices. Given equations are 2x plus 5y equal to 1, equation 1, 3x plus 2y equal to 7, equation 2. Write in matrix form. That is, let A equal to coefficients 2, 5, 3, 2, x equal to xy, b equal to 1, 7. Here it is coefficients matrix A, x is variable matrix, b is constants matrix, b is called constant matrix. Now det A equal to determinant of 2, 5, 3, 2, that is 4 minus 15, that equal to minus 11 is not equal to 0. Hence A is non-singular. A is non-singular. The solution of the system of equation is unique. This implies to it contains a unique solution. The matrices can be written in the form of Ax equal to b. From that x equal to A inverse into b. X equal to A inverse into b. Now A inverse equal to 1 by det A into adjoint A. Here 1 by det A is minus 11. Adjoint A for 2 by 2 matrix, directly also we can write, interchange the principal diagonal elements and change the sign for the remaining elements, minus 5, minus 3. A inverse equal to 1 by minus 11, 2 minus 5, minus 3. Now x equal to A inverse into b. Here 1 by minus 11, here x means xy. A inverse 2 minus 5 minus 3 2 into b 1 7. Then it is 1 by minus 11, left this row and column, 2 minus 35 minus 3 plus 14. This is equal to x comma y equal to 1 by minus 11. It is minus 33. It is 11. If you divide with 11, from that we'll get x comma y equal to, if you divide with 11, it is 3. Here 11 by minus 11, it is 1. Therefore, x equal to 3 and y equal to minus 1. This is the solution of the equations. And we can verify substituting these values in the given equation. The given both equations are satisfied by these values x and y, then our solution is right. Otherwise, you done any mistake in the problem. That's why substitute these two values, x equal to 3, y equal to minus 1 in the given equations. Substitute x equal to 3, 3 into 2, 6, y equal to minus 1, 5 into minus 1, minus 5, 6 minus 5, 1. First equation satisfies. Next, see the second equation, x equal to 3, 3 into 3, 9, y value is minus 1, 2 into minus 1, minus 2, 9 minus 2, 7, 7 equal to 7. 7 equal to 7, x equal to 3 and y equal to minus 1. Note down the students. The next class will discuss 4.6, very, very important, maybe Monday. And Sunday you have the test, maths is 50 marks test. Be seriously thorough and write down the test, because now if you perfect the PUC, next we will concentrate on objective questions. If you are neglected, then we'll get the less time for objective. That's why thorough the maths is. Next week I will conduct this determinants topic. Maximum I will finish the next week. Next Sunday we conduct these determinants. Okay, bye.